Good googly moogly, Rivals is really leaning into the Overwatch would never. Insane gooner bait. People will say it's comic accurate, but that doesn't change the statement. Okay, this is getting weird now. The over-sexualization of women in this game needs to stop. You know, people used to just see a bad bitch and go about their day. Now we have to sit through 100 think pieces on why men should be sexualized equally. And ain't that the truth? Marvel Rivals unveiled Emma Frost last week, and for the most part, people were really excited about this character. Emma's trailer on YouTube has 4.8 million views with 134,000 likes and only 626 dislikes. And she arrived in the game last Friday, April 11th, and if we look at the Steam stats, the Marvel Rivals concurrent players jumped by 100,000 players by Saturday and went up to over 300,000 concurrent players, and the average has stayed higher in the days that have followed. When I look at Steam today, Marvel Rivals takes the 5th spot for the most played, beating out Monster Hunter Wilds and Baldur's Gate 3, which has a brand new patch that dropped today and is also on sale. However, it's not beating out Schedule 1, that continues to dominate the charts, and I might do a video about that as well. Let me know if I should. Emma Frost isn't the only new thing in the new season of Marvel Rivals, but I do think it's safe to say that she is a big contributing factor to the success. Because fan service, aka just giving the people what they want, works.
All of this just works. It's not, I'm not kidding.
People want fun gameplay and hot people in their games. It's not that complicated. And she looks amazing, and people are really excited about that. If we look at these YouTube comments from the trailer, nah, the jiggle physics on the thighs is crazy. She has every type of jiggle fix ever thought of on every part of her body, bro. They were having an absolute field day creating this character. I had to watch a second time to see what her actual abilities were. There's also a lot of fan art on X, like people are really down bad for Emma Frost. And there are also some cosplayers already too. Of course, not everyone is this happy that the fan service is this effective. Some people really hate that. Some people can't just see a hot woman in a game and go about their day. We need to hear about why it's a problem, why if women are being sexy, they are really being like disrespected or something. Might get crucified for this, but Rivals so blatantly panders to gooners that it puts me off of the game. Like, it's a hero shooter. We don't need such exaggerated jiggle physics on a character's thighs, chest, and butt. He was definitely getting pushback for this and then further clarified, saying that it's not actually the character design he has a problem with, but the jiggle physics. It's the jiggle physics that are a problem. It's like these people would rather play Concord, but oh, they can't. RIP. Now, as a woman and a VTuber, do I have a problem with skimpy clothing and jiggle physics on adults? No, like absolutely not. They're fun and people like them, so who the fuck cares? I don't think the jiggle physics are even like that exaggerated on Emma. I think they're just pretty realistic. I mean, let's be real, I think mine are a bit more exaggerated. But in Marvel Rivals, everyone is hot and caked up and super exaggerated. All the dudes are these 6'5" giga chads with arms the size of their torsos. The dudes are actually more exposed than the women in some cases, and the women are all hot with tits and ass and tiny waists, wearing heels in all situations. That's just the way it is. If you've seen any of my other stuff, you know I would rather look at hot idolized people in games than not. And these insanely hot female characters also give me some inspiration and motivation to continue being fit and looking good. Like, it's overall a good thing. And to me, it seems to be that like most people that are actually offended by this are men who want to speak on behalf of all women. It's weird. Like this one. And can we stop this dumb comparison acting like these are similar? Both of these men have no cheeks out on display, so please be silent. Odd comparison because one, he's not showing the backs of any of them in his tweet, so like, what are you talking about? I guess he means the invisible woman Maliskin, who is kind of like showing cheeks. Like, yeah, I guess she is. But also, wasn't this supposed to be about Emma Frost? Like, who actually does not even have her cheeks out? Like, what are you talking about? His argument is also pretty much debunked because Venom literally has his whole ass out and can twerk. So yeah, the men do have their full cheeks out on display. Oh, but this one gets better. Emma doesn't have her cheeks out in that skin though. I see your point, but if the male can be half naked, why can't the women? And he says, because her boobs are half out. It's unfortunate that most women have more sexualized body parts than most men, but it's true. Like, what the fuck? And then this person is just like, so you want the men's dick out? And he doesn't answer that one, but seriously, no one has a problem with how the men look. I don't see women in the comments up in arms on Namor's design, just Frost for some reason. And the thing is, it doesn't even seem to me that most women have an issue with it. It's this like small group of men that seem to. Oh, and we got more. So when they have a scantily clad Wanda skin, are you going to react the same? Why the hell would I want Wanda to be sexualized? That makes me so uncomfortable. She deserves to be respected. Sorry, can't even fucking read this shit like out loud. The mental gymnastics here. Oh my god, dude. So why does sexy equal no respect? Good question. I'd like to know the answer to this as well. It doesn't, if it's what the person chooses for themselves, which a character obviously can't. But it's when men specifically do it to fill their needs is when they start losing respect for a character. Jesus, the mental gymnastics just do not stop. This dude is drinking the Kool-Aid. He's on the compound. He's not coming back. First of all, Emma Frost is not real. She's a character. She's literally an object. Second of all, I've done some research on Emma Frost. It seems like she is actually a femme fatale, which is a character archetype that use their feminine charm and seductive power to get what they want. So this is who Emma Frost is. She's putting it out there, she's flaunting it, she's gonna get what she wants. Here's a snippet of a comic that I found with Emma. This guy says, "How do you control so many of them?" And she says, "It's easy to control leering monkeys, Pyro, when they all have the same thought." That's how I imagine her voice sounds. And she is dressed in a very skimpy outfit here too. Like, it's just the way it is with her. And here's some voice lines I also found for her as well in Marvel Rivals with Tony Stark.
Wealth, good looks, business acumen. We'd make quite the power couple.
Maybe. But what do you have that I don't, Emma?
Take another look. Do you really need to ask that, Tony?
Right. So, when's our first date again?
And a few years ago, these people that are hating would have been saying yes, queen instead. Like, not too long ago, Kim Kardashian was posting her ass on Instagram every single day.
Every fucking day.
And everyone was celebrating it. And all of a sudden, people are so puritanical and hate the male gaze. Like, what are we talking about here? Emma Frost, to me, shares a lot of similarities with another character, Samantha from Sex and the City. Samantha wants to flaunt her body in the show. She wants to seduce men. That is just the character, and it's funny. And no one really had a problem with this character. And I know this show is old, but it kind of had this resurgence in the past couple years, and a lot of people have made think pieces about it, but I haven't seen anyone complaining about the sexualization of Samantha's character. It's all about how Carrie is annoying. And Samantha is very sexualized. She is wearing skimpy outfits often. She probably has more nude scenes than any of the other characters do, but like literally nobody cares. It might be because the show is targeted towards a female audience. Maybe their problem with Emma Frost is that Marvel's is mostly a male audience, and like men being attracted to hot women is like the real problem, I guess. And here's another one that's interesting. This is just so... they know what they are doing at this point, and it's gross. Yeah, they know what they were doing. They're making money. Hell, I might even buy this sexy skin for Emma Frost too. Fuck it. And then there's this one. The people who defended AC Shadows and Dragon Age Veilguard are crying in this comment section. Well, I can't prove that one, but it is funny, and I wouldn't be surprised, to be honest. Because it seems like the games these people wanted are like Concord, which, let me remind you, cost $400 million fucking dollars and shut down after 2 weeks because no one wanted to play it. And a big contributing factor were these unappealing character designs. Not saying that's the only reason, but I think it is a big reason. But it's not just people on Twitter. It's also some news outlets who have an opinion. Kotaku published this article last week. Marvel Rivals fans are having trouble telling all of the blondes apart. The article states, Fans are excited to have another woman in the Vanguard pool, given that the role has been heavily male-dominated thus far. However, the community is also having conversations about how the mutants' inclusion shows a weakness in the diversity of Marvel's character designs and the heroes from which developer NetEase is pulling. Emma Frost marks the third instance of Marvel Rivals putting a blonde white woman in a blue and white suit, sending her onto the battlefield. This article is basically like, God, they all just look the same. But really, I get what they are saying about the colors, because they are all wearing blue and white as the default and have blonde hair too. However, I don't think gamers are going to have a problem telling Emma apart from the other two. She just has a much more voluptuous silhouette. I think Invisible and Dagger are a little bit more alike though. And Kotaku has highlighted this tweet under the article from a user named Soda. There's no reason to play Overwatch except for an actually diverse cast of characters. This is like the 5th skinny white woman they've added to the game. I feel like Kotaku is kind of like adding race into the mix to stir the pot. Marvel Rivals does have a very diverse cast of characters as well, and in case you didn't know, this is the newest character Overwatch just added to the mix. And then finally, we have someone being the voice of reason. Legendary drops. Love seeing dudes saying we need to stop sexualizing female characters while girls celebrate their designs and cosplay them. And that is so true. In fact, I already found someone cosplaying as Emma Frost in the black outfit, and she looks so good. And you can find tons of women on TikTok cosplaying all of these Marvel Rivals characters, especially Invisible Woman. And a few months ago, I know people were having a problem with this character design too. This is because women want to look good. We want to dress up as these sexy characters. We would much rather be them than any of these Concord characters. So I hope you liked the video. I'm really excited to see what you all think about this topic, and let me know any feedback you have for this video format as well. And if you feel like it, give me a like and subscribe. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!